Welcome to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Thank you for joining us. We start the show in Annapolis. The Maryland General Assembly ended this year's session with unfinished business as legislators failed to approve a state budget for the coming year and an income tax increase to help pay for it. Susan Kennedy was in Annapolis for the final day. Susan?
Lorna, the 90-day General Assembly session is coming to a close with lots of items yet to be decided, most importantly, the budget. But in the end, legislators failed to reach an agreement on a package of tax bills. It's the first time since 1992 that the legislature has not completed its work on the budget during the 90 days. Now it's up to Governor Martin O'Malley whether or not to call for a special session to allow them to take up a plan to increase income taxes to avoid the most severe cuts. Aside from the budget, the governor called the session solid in other areas.
It's been a very, very strong session for jobs and also the environment. The things that we were able to do in our capital budget for schools construction, for water, wastewater infrastructure, and many other things supports about 50,000 jobs in this budget.
Craig Rice was in Annapolis representing the council as the final votes on outstanding issues were coming in.
You know, we've had these visions of shaping our future for the county. I want to make sure that the decisions that they're making are in line with those.
Montgomery County legislators worked diligently throughout the session to soften the blow of the shift of teacher pension costs back to the county, as well as changes in the maintenance of effort law.
We are going to be doing some version of a switch of the teachers' pensions. Breaks my heart because it's one of the few areas where Montgomery County actually gets a pretty fair deal. But this maintenance of effort, we want to continue. We want it to be good, but it will have to be readjusted because right now in the present economic climate, we cannot continue where we were a few years ago.
The legislature also voted to double the flush fee. The tax is used to fund a Chesapeake Bay restoration fund. However, the gas tax proposal was put on the back burner, but lawmakers say the idea is not completely dead.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is we do need to find revenue to meet our transportation needs, and particularly in Montgomery County, my constituents recognize that we've got the worst traffic gridlock in the country.
But for many in Annapolis, the highlight of the session came early when the legislature passed the Marriage Equality Act.
But we're deciding here in Maryland that when you walk through the courthouse door with a state-granted marriage license that gives state-granted protections, that every family deserves to be protected equally under the law.
I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
A pedestrian enforcement campaign took place in one of the county's busiest intersections. Pedestrians were informed on how to properly utilize crosswalks and warned about possible citations. This is one of the county's most congested intersections and one that has proven to be deadly. The corner of Randolph Road and Veers Mill Road was targeted by county officials to conduct an educational campaign, since this is the area with one of the highest pedestrian collision incidents in the entire county.
This section right here on Randolph and Veers Mill Road has been particularly troubling for us because so many people have been crossing mid-block, and that's where people have been hit and even killed. You'll notice that we put some fences on the medians here in Randolph, which the good news is it's been hugely effective in reducing that activity. We're going to be targeting efforts here on Veers Mill Road over the coming weeks. And in fact, we're going to be doing education and we're going to be putting curb markers down, telling people don't cross mid-block, go to the crosswalk, go to the pedestrian signals, and that'll be a safe place to cross and you won't be hit and you won't be hurt there.
The fences along Randolph Road have helped preventing mid-street crossings, but the area has high traffic and pedestrian activity due to the many shops, bus stops, and nearby neighborhoods. Pedestrian violations still occur, and the campaign is meant to prevent serious accidents.
Today is more about education. We want to get the word out that there is going to be, repercussions as far as legally, but also just, the biggest repercussion is losing your life, But most of this is education. We're giving out brochures, handing out flyers. Like, okay, this is a safe way to do it. This is how we'd like you to do it. If you do it unsafely, then you can be charged.
And those charges or tickets can start at $40 and go all the way up to $500.
Oh, I didn't know that it would be that much to just jaywalk. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But normally in this intersection, I usually use the crosswalk here.
Between 2004 and 2008, a total of 123 crashes occurred in this area. 13 of them involved pedestrians. Part of the safety campaign is to reiterate the use of marked crosswalks. There will be a brand new tennis center at the South Germantown Recreational Park. Executive Leggett participated in the groundbreaking ceremony to the county's upcoming TennisPlex facility. The center will feature 8 indoor courts and 4 outdoor courts with lights. The TennisPlex will open this fall.
What this TennisPlex provides is something that all members of the family, everyone can play and to enjoy. It helps in a variety of ways. It helps to enhance this park. It helps in terms of obesity. It helps in terms of lifestyle. And with the instructions that they get, it helps in terms of the lifelong skills that they will learn forever.
Montgomery County received highest overall rankings in the state for its health. A health ranking project by the University of Wisconsin Population Health Institute showed that overall the county's population is very healthy. Although county officials still recognize that there are still disparities within the community, such as rates of infant mortality and obesity. When we come back, students at Montgomery College got a strong message from its president. And we'll tell you about the upcoming 12th annual housing fair. We'll be right back. Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Montgomery College recently aired the State of the College address, which focused on finding truth in the student experience.
Montgomery College President Dr. Darian Pollard delivered her first State of the College address on Wednesday, April 11th.
This format is certainly something different for me, and it's certainly different for the college in a lot of ways. We're wanting this to be a flexible experience, something that's relevant to our employees, to our students. It allows us to be able to be where everyone is and to meet them where they are, while at the same time providing an interactive opportunity by the time this is over.
Finding truth in the student experience was the focus of Dr. Pollard's presentation.
I would offer to you that we need to be in their faces. It's a phrase that I often used when I was growing up. They would get in your face. So I say get in your face and help those students understand the realities that they need, but also how to connect them to services that are essential to their success. Whenever they need us, to the extent we can be there, we should do that. And we have to go to them because oftentimes they won't find their way to us.
This year, the presentation was a virtual event as the program was streamed to the web as well as being carried live on Montgomery College television, allowing faculty, staff, and students to all watch and submit questions for Dr. Pollard.
All county residents with questions regarding housing resources are invited to the 12th annual Housing Fair and Financial Fitness Day. The county's Department of Housing and Community Affairs will host the event on Saturday, April 28th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. This year's fair will offer loan modifications on site as well as free foreclosure prevention counseling, free credit reports and analysis, and guidance for people looking for affordable rental properties. In addition, homeowners interested in refinancing and homeowners who have been foreclosed upon can find out if they meet the criteria for financial assistance under a recent settlement.
We're going to have counselors from the 3 organizations doing counseling, one-on-one counseling. We have attorneys that are going to be from the Pro Bono Resource Center. And we also have servicers. Servicers are going to be there doing loan modifications or whatever else is needed if you're facing foreclosure to actually help you out.
More than 1,000 people attended the fair last year. Remember, it will take place Saturday the 28th at Boer Park Activity Center located at 506 South Frederick Avenue in Gaithersburg. Some Montgomery County high school students got a crash course in television production recently. In the end, these students found out that television, it's a little more than lights, camera, and action.
Kathy Weinberg is the teen service librarian at the Bethesda Library. Her high school students had an idea.
To create some type of a public service announcement video that would convey to the public that libraries are still very important to teens in particular, but to the community at large.
So 16 students met in the Montgomery County Council Media Department to get tips from county television experts.
Because there are three main chunks into creating something for television. We're going to give them some broad strokes on what the production process is. Maybe there's a Tarantino in the group. Maybe we'll have a big film. I'm going to start with the pre-production part of the whole seminar. Take out this storyboard right here. Don't be intimidated by storyboards. And then we're going to move them over to Kathy, who's going to teach them the production part of it.
You have a handout called TV terminology, okay?
I'm giving some of the pointers on the working the camera. Here's your zoom up here, okay, for pulling out, going in. So show us an extreme wide shot. Pull out as far as it'll go. And some tips on three-point lighting, called your key light, which is exactly that, which is your main light.
And Lauren here, of course, he's the guru of post-production.
And the program I'm using is Final Cut Pro. So when these people go out, they'll have some ideas of the basics to get them started.
We had our script. There's a certain case where she turns to the camera and points to the hill.
You saw how I brought the video in, you saw how I brought the music in, and you saw how we detected maybe we could turn this into something, right? And then you tried it.
I think they found it more complex than they thought.
I wonder if we'll be able to organize ourselves to do it.
They're also very realistic. They're all overcommitted.
It's a lot of responsibility and it's a lot of commitment, and I don't think we are capable of that huge of a commitment.
And they understand that their time commitments are limited. So I think this was a real kind of a wake-up call. You want to do this project, but it's going to take you some time.
And now we get a police update with Officer Janelle Smith regarding Litter Enforcement Month. Officer?
That's right, Lorna. The month of April is recognized as Litter Enforcement Month in and around the D.C. area. The mission of Litter Enforcement Month is to raise awareness about littering, the laws associated with it, and the impacts of littering on our communities. Studies have shown that there is a strong correlation between a high volume of litter, increased crime rates, and decreased property values. Throughout the month of April, the Montgomery County Police Department will be participating in this effort to reduce littering by strictly enforcing the littering and illegal dumping laws that are already in existence in the county.
Thank you, Officer Smith, for that update. Now we go to Tom Pogue from the county's Department of Transportation for an update. Here's Tom.
Hi, I'm Tom Pogue, Community Relations Manager for the Department of Transportation. Here's an update from Montgomery County. With the county's senior population steadily growing, they are fortunate to enjoy an array of travel options to choose from. First and foremost is the county's own ride-on bus system. With 82 routes, many seniors will find this a very convenient way to get around. Every ride-on bus is lift-equipped to handle wheelchairs, and most buses kneel to make entry easy. Seniors ride free from 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. weekdays and at half fare other hours. Metrobus service is also available for longer trips, including into the district. Special training is available to make your first bus ride easy through a Connect-a-Ride program at senior centers and other locations. Other options include Metro Access and Medicaid transportation for medical appointments, Call and Ride, discounted coupons you can use on taxis, and a special senior bus service sponsored by HHS that provides free ride-on transportation to recreation centers or to shopping destinations. The at-a-glance reference guide for seniors lists participating organizations and phone numbers, or go to our website at montgomerycountymd.gov. We're working to keep you moving.
For Metro commuters, starting on April 16th, the new Glenmont Garage will be opened. After several months of construction, the new garage has 6 levels and 1,200 additional parking spaces, bringing the total number of parking spaces at Glenmont to 3,000. When we come back, some high school students go back in time on the radio. And some county residents got to preview a documentary about life during segregation. We'll be back. Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. The golden age of radio drama is alive and well at Magruder High School. Theater students at the school are studying the style of radio dramas and then producing their own original radio programs. Let's take a listen.
Hello, Governor. How you doing today?
The study and creation of radio dramas at Magruder High School is allowing students to integrate their learning while giving them a creative outlet that builds teamwork and their confidence.
I use radio to get the kids excited about history. Students started out listening to traditional radio programs. So they heard War of the Worlds. Then we gave them scripts, we recorded them, and then they were asked to create their own scripts. And they're currently performing original radio dramas.
Guys, just ring the doorbell.
So some of the themes the students are writing about are things that are happening to them right now. Bullying is one, unrequited love, difficulty with academics.
And now, a shoemaker's secret.
They're much more interested in hitting their consonants, punching up their verbs, creating emotion with their vowels, so it's helping them become better performers.
This new radio unit was the brainchild of Magruder High School senior Tyler Boyle.
People are enjoying the radio dramas. They're very engaged in their scripts, and they're engaged in creating new sound effects. And it just brings out their creativity. It's a very good way of learning.
Rockville's mayor and council hit a golf course recently, but it was indoors. Our Rockville 11's Bridget Boyer explains.
We hit the course with the mayor and council at a recent event with the Rockville Chamber of Commerce. Vizards proved to be the perfect venue for the city and chamber board members to mingle with each other, and while the golf course may have been miniature, the turnout definitely wasn't.
It's a really nice event. The whole business community has turned out, a lot of folks from all corners of the city, and everybody's having a very good time.
If you play together and work together, it sort of builds relationships, and we need that in going forward so that we're all on the same page and we can work well together.
And this is a wonderful opportunity for us to promote the city, promote the golf course, promote the whole notion of business in Rockville.
In this same room last fall, renowned economist Dr. Stephen Fuller presented his study of Rockville's economic competitiveness at the Rockville Summit. The state of Rockville's economy continues to progress, and President of the Rockville Chamber of Commerce, Michael Gottlieb, is optimistic about the business community's involvement with the city.
We are actively working. We're an active advocate for the business community, and I think the Chamber in the past hadn't been as active as we are today. And so I'm proud of the advocacy that we're providing.
The mayor and council continue to work on plans for a second economic summit this fall, building on the success and findings of the first. Keep it on Rockville 11 for more information, and to learn more about the Rockville Chamber of Commerce, visit rockvillechamber.org.
Some Sandy Spring residents recently got a chance to view a documentary about life during segregation.
The Sandy Spring Museum was host to a recent public showing of the documentary Sandy Spring, Unity in the Time of Segregation. The program was produced by Montgomery College television producer-director Dan Rankin and centers on the Ross Body Community Center and the Sandy Spring residents who share their stories of growing up in Sandy Spring during an era of segregation.
It was, I guess, because Brown Hill Brook Road and Chandler Mill Road, it was all black. I don't remember any whites in this neighborhood.
County Council member Nancy Navarro approached Montgomery College Television to document the stories that she had been told by many of the residents in the documentary.
This has been an amazing labor of love, and I think it's something that's been overdue for quite a while.
We wanted to make sure that the story was heard, and not just from a book, something you could read, but we wanted to get it straight from the horse's mouth. And so I'm so grateful today that you took the time and everyone who contributed to making this possible and for leaving a legacy to be heard and witnessed throughout ages.
It gave a good experience for me, and hopefully that it will be shown so the younger kids can look at it and understand what we had came through, especially starting with Carlos Nolan and up to me since I'm the youngest of the bunch. But it was a good experience, and I enjoyed it, and I don't mind doing another one.
The program can be viewed online through YouTube or on Montgomery College Television, Channel 10.
Ready to adopt a female guinea pig? Here's Kathy Stanhope from the Humane Society in our Pet of the Week segment.
Hi, this is Kathy Stanhope with your Pet of the Week at the Montgomery County Humane Society. And this little bugaboo is Fi. Fi is a female guinea pig. She's just about 2 years old. She is looking for a good home. She is a sweetheart. If your kids are bothering you to get a dog or a cat and you don't want to do that major commitment right now, a guinea pig is definitely the way to go. They're very easy to care for. They just need a little cage. They need water, fresh bedding. You can feed them Timothy hay, a little fresh vegetables, carrots or grapes. They're very easy. They don't take much care. Guinea pigs are a lot of fun for kids. They're easy pets and they're loving. And this little one likes to get out of her cage a lot. If you do take her out of her cage, you do have to supervise them because they can get into little closets or crevices and then you have trouble finding them. But when you supervise them, they like to sit in your lap. They like to be cuddly. They're good for curling up and watching TV with. They're really very easy pets. And you know, remember, the shelter has very many animals that are not just dogs and cats. We have chinchillas, we have guinea pigs, we have hamsters, we have ferrets. Sometimes we even have the occasional goat or chicken. If you're looking for any kind of animal, please make the Humane Society the first place to look. Don't go looking at the pet store to go buy an animal, because these animals are not here because they're problem animals. They're here because they've been given up because their previous owner just can't take care of them any longer. It's not their fault. They're really nice animals. So come on down to the shelter if you're looking for any kind of new pet to your house, because a pet in your house really makes a wonderful addition for you and your kids. So give us a call and come down and meet Fi. You can call us at 240-773-5967, or you can visit us on the web at mchumane.org. You definitely want to take a little one home with you because they're lots of fun. Right, Fi?
When we come back, a local nature center turns 40 with a big celebration. And Right On is ready to kick off a food donation campaign. We'll be right back.
MC's Students and Free Enterprise team has won their 6th regional title in Baltimore and now heads to Kansas City for the national championships. The team is made up of students from MC's Macklin Business Institute. Beat the rush and get the early bird discount by ordering your summer dinner theater tickets in April. Celebrating their 35th season, this summer's shows are Fiddler on the Roof and Hairspray. MC and Montgomery County Public Schools have earned the Maryland, D.C. Campus Compact Community Partnership Award. Their collaboration was honored for developing an innovative service learning experience that MC and Blair High School ESOL students could share. For more information about the endless possibilities at your community college, visit our website.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Hundreds of people turn out for the 40th anniversary of Meadowside Nature Center. The Nature Center hosts the county's only live raptor educational program where visitors can get up close to owls, hawks, and an American bald eagle. Sonia Burke reports.
All right, here he comes now.
Duke is the newest member at the Meadowside Nature Center, and this red-tailed hawk made his first big public appearance at the 40th anniversary celebration.
This is a red-tailed hawk. Duke gets his name from his bright red tail.
The handsome hawk, known as a raptor, or bird of prey, with his keen eyesight, sharp talons, and big beak, is also a meat eater who likes to eat other animals.
And today's diet is mice. Okay, there goes a foot.
As his handler introduced him to the crowd, Duke displayed a bit of nerves as he tried to fly away. But he can't, because he's injured, like the other raptors at the Nature Center. Nina James of Washington, D.C. was one of hundreds of kids who visited the Nature Center on this special day. Did you see a hawk today? Mm-hmm. Tell me about it.
Well, it didn't fly, but it looked like it was going to fly because its wings were opening.
Established in 1972, Meadowside Nature Center is the only live raptor-based educational facility in Montgomery County. Without the ability to fly and hunt, the 6 birds at the center might otherwise die in the wild. So instead, they've given up their freedom for what some might call is a higher calling.
These are all birds that are permanently injured and non-releasable, so they would not survive on their own in the wild.
Although the birds are the signature attraction, there's another popular reason to visit Meadowside.
I would have to say our cave, which is really funny. We have a replica of a cave inside our exhibit area, and the kids just love it. It's a nice dark space for them to crawl into and then let their imaginations run away.
I've been working in parks for many, many years myself. I love all the parks. I don't have a favorite, but I like the cave.
With 8 miles of hiking trails, a pioneer cabin, the cave, and live animal exhibits, you could easily spend an entire day here.
It's a great way to educate the kids and really learn more about nature and preservation. I think it's just a wonderful activity.
At the Meadowside Nature Center, with Otis the Owl, I'm Sonia Burke reporting.
And we continue enjoying nature. Now our friends at Brookeside Gardens are going to show us how to prune a very special flowering plant.
Hi, I'm Phil Normandy, Plant Collections Manager here at Brookeside Gardens in Wheaton. I'm standing next to one of our lovely clematis displays here in the parking lot at Brookeside. Clematis vines are notorious for being finicky, but as you can see, they do grow well here. The secret seems to be having the roots cool and in the shade with the heads of the plants in the sun. They also must have perfect drainage, including in the winter. So if you have an area that does get soggy, they're not going to succeed. You do have to provide them a certain amount of support. As you can see, we have attached wires to the light poles for them to climb on, but they can also cascade over rocks and shrubbery, as a matter of fact. You'll notice there's some dieback in this plant. That's the thing that disappoints most people. That's called clematis wilt. It is rarely lethal. As you can see, we have it here and it's starting to grow out of it. All you must do is prune out the dead parts. The other thing about clematis that people get confused about in the books is when to prune them. Just prune off the scraggly parts in late spring and don't worry about when the thing blooms. It will perform beautifully.
The public is invited to attend the annual Disability Resource Fair to learn more about programs and services for children and adults with disabilities. More than 50 organizations and businesses will share information about recreation, employment, and other support services for individuals with disabilities and their families. The fair is free and will be held on Saturday, May 19th at the Silver Spring Civic Building, located at 1 Veterans Plaza in downtown Silver Spring. And we would like to remind you again that you can ride for free and ride on buses and help feed the hungry in our community. Passengers in Montgomery receive free bus rides by donating canned or non-perishable food during Ride-On's annual food drive from Sunday, April 22nd through Saturday, April 28th. Food collected goes to Mana Food Center, which feeds 3,000 families a month. During the Give and Ride promotion, food collection bags will be placed near the fare boxes on all Ride-On buses. Those who do not ride the bus but wish to donate food can participate by giving their donations to a bus operator at any Ride-On bus stop. And with that, we close this edition. Join us at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. I'm Lorna Virgili. Thank you for watching.